How diddly do. Day 44, Max Ignatius Atlas, MIA. Change your perception, change your life. Check the blog link below. You'll find all the day's updates. You'll see the photograph from today, food, exercise, and daily planner. Plus an inspirational quote just to keep you going. Follow me on my journey from fat to fit. Today, guys, I'm just going to have a little bit of a talk, really. The modern world, in my opinion, is absolute madness. It is hard to keep up with what is going on. I personally believe it's designed to keep us in this perpetual state of anxiety, this perpetual state of uncertainty. This fear of what you say goes against human nature. Every single day we fight a battle to make sure we say the right thing, we do the right thing, we don't hurt anyone's feelings. No one ever goes out the way. Well, unpleasant people do, but most people don't go out their way to make other people's day bad. In fact, it's quite the opposite. 99.9% of the world's population are just trying to do the right thing. Go to work, get paid, feed their families, pay the mortgage, look after the kids, do a good job, and hopefully add some value to the world and the human experience. We are literally floating on a rock in an almost infinite space, in a massive universe of infinite possibilities. Yet day to day, we get bogged down in meaningless, bloody madness. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all for change, I'm all for progress, and I'm certainly for technology. Also, as new evidence becomes available, we should make changes to accommodate the new evidence that's supported by literature, randomized controlled trials, and double-blind studies. I am absolutely for progress as a species. And yeah, I think cutting down trees en masse in the Amazon, putting plastic in the oceans, choking fish, is absolutely stupid, and we need to think of a better solution. But this tiny nuances in normal human interactions being criminalized on a daily basis, it just leads everyone into this kind of state of disharmony. And I think what it does is it actually distracts us from what is actually happening, that fewer and fewer people control more and more wealth, and the rest of us just have to suck it up and deal with it and pay the bills and carry on like good little worker bees. And I do not have a bloody clue what to do about it. All I can say is, on a daily basis, what I try and do is focus on myself, my world, my environment, and make things a little bit better, such as helping a neighbour, picking up litter as I'm going on the road. If I see injustice, try my best to call it out. But it just goes on and on and on. And all of us are confused. Even me, right now, trying to give this message, is actually not really fully comprehending the scale. It's an industrial scale change that is going on, and an attack on the human psyche. We ultimately have evolved over billions of years into the species we are today. And the way our brains work are not designed for this last 30 years of expecting this perfectionism. I mean, if you look at it, guys, if you really look, you will see that no one in the world can all the time be 100% perfect. Yet they dictate through this kind of mass fear, mass mind control program that you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to think this way, you need to say this. Well, what I say is that what they call diversity is actually nonsense, because if they truly respected diversity, they would accept that the vast tapestry of human experience involves positivity, negativity, and everything in between. Every individual should be given a chance to grow, thrive, but instead of that, unless you seem to think a certain way, unless you seem to do certain things, you're just disadvantaged immediately. And even the people that conform, apart from the very few at the very top, aren't getting ahead. They're still struggling like you and I. And this comes back to the old divide and conquer. It comes back to keeping people preoccupied with small things while the very few at the top get away with all sorts of things that you and I cannot even begin to imagine. Justice exists, but natural justice is what really matters. And when you see things that are wrong, yes, it is yours and it is my responsibility to call it out. However, this perpetual state of confusion is doing nothing, absolutely nothing to unite us as a people. If anything, it divides us further. And only we, individuals working together, can affect change. In Australia, things are pretty good, okay? We have a great life, great opportunities, massive land, low population, lots of natural resources, great hospitals, great roads. But in society, there is this perpetual fear, and it's just almost inescapable. You can feel it all around you. You can feel it in the parks, in the shops, and particularly in the workplace. Now, it is the way we see things that can actually change the way we do things. What I would recommend strongly is studying Stoicism. From that, understanding what you can actually control and being in control of that. Because by doing that, you can actually make a difference. And if more of us would work for what is natural and what is right, then not only would things start to rebalance the power, but also normalcy would return. Now, I absolutely and always have respected people that are disadvantaged, and I have dedicated my life to helping people less fortunate, and that gives me a lot of pleasure. However, just because someone else suffers doesn't mean everyone else is always responsible for that. And while injustices should be corrected where possible, we also need to look at what it means to be human. And that, my friends, is the big question, because the current trajectory we're on is creating almost robotic-like, don't show emotion, don't connect. And personally, I think this all links back to kind of the Thatcher, Reagan, Howard era, where they changed it from what can I do for you to what can I get from you. And that is not what human beings are supposed to be about. For millennia, absolutely, we have collaborated to further our species. Yeah, in the past it was hell. And because of the blood of our forefathers, we are able to live the lives we live today. But what we need to ask ourselves is, what way do we want to shape the world that our children will live in? And all I can tell you is that you are responsible for shaping your world as I am responsible for shaping mine. This is an opportunity right here and right now to make a difference for the little man, to make a difference and make a stand for yourself. Do that through educating yourself. Do that through becoming wiser, smarter, but also by standing up for your beliefs and what is right. Respect your fellow person, respect yourself, and through that, you won't go wrong. This means that we are all collectively responsible for ourselves, but we need not to let the few dictate to the many. We need to acknowledge the few, we need to support the few, but we need to make sure that we overall move forward for a better future. And my year of change is making my future better through taking accountability, through responsibility, through being in charge of what I put in my body. Don't be sucked in by this marketing, guys. You do not have to eat junk. You do not have to work minimum wage. And I understand that you may not see another way out, but there is another way. And you just have to put the work in and be willing to do what it takes to better your life. Please, please make today count. Make the minute count. Make the hour count. Because if you do, then not only will you improve your own world, but you'll improve my world. And by proxy, you will improve everybody's world. Day 44, Max Ignatius Atlas. Everything from today's in the blog link below. Look forward to your comments. Respect. Be strong. Max out.